good people, what's rockin'? You're now tuned in. It's your boy, OG Sonny Blanco. I got a story to tell you, heard? But yo, listen, today, yeah, we in the YouTube streets today, right? Nah, we ain't in the whip. Nah, park the whip and all of that, right? Put your Timbs on or something, right? Little flight jacket or something, right? It's a little brisk outside, right? Little hoodie or something. We go stroll the YouTube streets, right? It's looking ugly out here, so beware, right? Hey, yo, listen. For the past few days, yeah, I mean, it's been a hot topic, right? A few platforms gave their take on the situation, right? So you know me, I think it's only right that I give my take on the situation, right? And specifically because I rock with the dude they talking about, hard body, no freaky, right? That's my son right there, that's my G right there, right? Son of Brownsvillian, shout it out. Howard, shout it out. You know what I mean? Son channel poppin'. I've been rocking with Son since day one. Little moderator and all of that, right? But yo, listen, Saint Lash, let's get to it, right? Everybody on Saint Lash right now, no freaky. Everybody got something to say about Lash. You know what I mean? 050 the movement, that's what they do. You know what I mean? Any controversy, any shit that's bubbling or jumping in the YouTube streets, 050 the movement, they on that. That's what they do. That's the dog side of everything Glico. So we ain't even going to address that right there. We going to leave that right there. Jamil Saladin had his take on it, right? Me and Jim, and that's my G right there, that's my dude. But me and Jamil kind of went back and forth respectfully in the comment section about the situation, right? Then I saw 10 Toes Down, right? You know how Shaft give it up, no freaky. You know what I mean? When he try to put his foot down when he step in the arena and all of that, right? Alright, but let's get to it, right? Boom. All of y'all really now, I'm not gonna say all of y'all. I may be wrong when I say all of y'all, but a few of y'all are basing your statements or your take on the situation off of Devon. I ain't got no beef with Devon, it is what it is, right? But yo, you're basing your views off of Devon, right? Devon happens to have a little issue with Saint Lash, right? So of course, Devon go pick something that fits his agenda when he's talking about Saint Lash, right? And put it in a perspective, right? In a certain perspective that fits what he's talking about, right? So let's get to it, right? So let's back up, alright? Like I said, a lot of you are taking that take off of Devon, so let's get to the Devon situation. Devon got beef with Lash, cause Lash let Kareem up on the platform, right? Now, Kareem is a snitch. Can't believe that, but it is what it is. Kareem is snitch. Not knowing Kareem was a snitch and not having concrete evidence Kareem was a snitch, he let Kareem up on the platform, right? Kareem wasn't talking about no snitching business because he also let snitches up on the platform. We go get to that, right? But he let Kareem up on the platform, right? Then Devon had beef with Fruquan, right? Shout it out, Fruquan, right? Fruquan at one time rocked with Kareem until he found out Son wrote statements and all of that, right? Like he snitched on niggas and took the stand and all of that, right? So he started rocking with Son, right? But that Lash caught that beef by default because he had Kareem and Fruit up on the joint, right? So let's get to it. Now, let's get this Son platform, right? I don't know if y'all tune in every now and then, you know what I mean? If y'all just now tuning in because y'all see what's going on between Devon and 050 had their little take on it, everybody 10 toes had, if y'all just now checking Son out. Let me speak from a dude that's been there from the beginning. Shout it out, Louis V, what's poppin', right? Shout it out, Manny Gomez, what's poppin', right? Gen Pop, you already know. So let's talk about it, right? I've been there for the beginning, so let's back up. Son, that story Devon took a little clip of, that shit was out a year, 2 years ago or something, B. That shit been out, B. Nobody had nothing to say then, right? Nobody had nothing to say then. Nobody has anything to say until Devon brings it forward. So let's get into it, right? Not condoning, not glorifying nothing. And to those that say, oh, because his channel says Saint Lash, the best jail stories, right? Oh, he glorifying this. Son always says on the top of his joints, I'm not glorifying or I'm not condoning, but some stories need to be told. And in fact, some of these stories need to be told, even though it's entertainment, even though it got Sun Channel lit. He one of the best with the shit. The story needs to be told. Some little teenager, some little YG might hear this and be like, oh, nah, I don't want to go through all that. Oh, I thought I was tough. I ain't know they was giving it up like that, right? Some of these stories need to be told, right? So let's get to it. Now, Lash, right? I ain't never really heard Son glorify nothing. I hear Son tell his story. Everybody got a story to tell, you heard? Everybody got a story to tell. Whether you agree with the story, whether you disagree with the story, that's a different take. Whether you find the story entertaining or whether you find it buffoonery, that's a different take, right? But everybody got a story, right? Son told his story. Now let's get to the PC issue, because that's what that's what niggas on real time is really on, the PC issue, right? So let's get to the PC issue, right? Now, me personally, this is my take on it, right? Because I've been there, not PC, not at all. But I've been there behind that G-wall, right? So let's jump into, let's break down the situation, right? Listen, if you a young man, 16, 15, 16 years old, right? If you never been to juvie, if you never been to a group home or something like that, right? And I ain't talking about juvie, even though, yeah, the juvie that you get to come home on the weekends on passes and all that, and the juvies where you ain't coming home because you locked down like a grown man, right? If you haven't experienced juvie or you haven't experienced group home, any young man, especially a teenager walking through any jail system, any prison yard in the United States of America, gonna be a little shook, B. Let's keep it G. Let's keep it G. They're gonna be a little scared. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to adapt to the situation. They're gonna have to see what they really made of, right? But we not talking about any jail system. Nah, we talking about notorious Rikers Island. For that matter, infamous Rikers Island is what we talking about. Most people outside of New York thinks that Rikers Island is a correctional facility. They don't know that's the county jail for the 5 boroughs. They don't know that. You know what I mean? They hear the stories, they think it's an actual prison yard. The infamous, the notorious Rikers Island, right? Once again, back up. If you haven't, God forbid, you have to go through the situation anyway. Let's get to that. You know what I mean? To the youngins, stay up out of that, right? But to those that go through it, or that have been through it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't experienced juvie, if you haven't experienced a group home, which kind of adapts you or gets you prepared for the jail system, sad to say but true, right? If you ain't been through none of that, stepping on that island gonna be a shocker, B, that's a fact, right? And even those that been to juvies, the worst juvie, and group homes and all of that, listen, Rikers ain't Spofford, that's a fact, right? So let's get to it, B. So Son said he caught an accidental body. I never heard Son talk tough. Talk tough like he's super gangster. When I hear Son talk tough, it's like any man who holds his square down, go talk. Yo, I had to do this, I did that. He telling his story, right? But quiet as kept, Son tougher than some of you think, right? Right, let's deal with that for a minute. Son tougher than some of you think. Let's think about it, B. For example, R.I.P. Connecticut, China. R.I.P. Connecticut, China, right? China, Sha Duke and all that, right? Now, to my understanding, I don't know Son, but I'm a very good listener, right? So to my understanding, Son from Connecticut, he got popped, had to do his bid, right? Now, when he touches the island, to my understanding, Son caught hell. To my understanding, niggas was violating left and right. To my understanding, he had to put his foot down, like, nah, Let L Famous tell it, the nigga don't forget shit. He sleep on niggas and catch niggas years later and all that. Shout out L Famous, right? He catch niggas years later and all of that. And blow niggas. No freaky, right? But let's get to it. A nigga from Connecticut, not from New York. That's beef off top. You got no borough to rep. You got no Yonkers, no White Plains, no none of that to rep. None of that. No West, none of that. Right? You from Connecticut. Don't nobody know you. You a half black, half Asian nigga. Right? Little pretty boy, no freaky. Right? You gonna get tested off of that. Just for that, you getting tested, B. Right? Alright, let's flip it back to Lash, the main topic, right? Lash. Half Spanish, half black, curly head, no freaky, pretty nigga. No disrespect, right? Half black, half Spanish, light-skinned nigga, right? Right? You think that nigga ain't been tested all his life? This nigga from Brownsville. This nigga from Howard. Think this nigga ain't been tested all his life? Just for being, you know how niggas do in the hood. You know how niggas do behind the G-wall. Oh, this pretty motherfucker, this nigga sweet. You know what niggas think about light-skinned niggas off top. Light-skinned nigga gotta prove himself more than anybody, right? Come on, man, you think that nigga ain't been tested, man? Ain't nothing sweet about that nigga. You don't hear nobody from Howard popping shit about this nigga. You don't hear nobody from motherfucking Brownsville popping shit about this nigga. You don't hear nobody from Dykeman popping shit about this nigga. It's niggas that come on the nigga show that did biz with the nigga. Ain't nobody clowning this nigga, right? So evidently he must have been a stand-up dude behind that wall. The first initial walkthrough is gonna be a shock. Yeah, some niggas checked in the PC. I would never do it. But yeah, some niggas checked in the PC. I know plenty of niggas checked in the PC until they decided, yo, nah, I can't do this. Gym pop, it is what it is. Let's see what's rocking, right? But let's get the Lash's case. See, he keeps saying PC, but he forgetting what the nigga had a high profile case. Right, all over the news and the papers and all of that. High profile case. They treat high profile case just like they treat rappers, right? Tupac was going to PC, but it's called involuntary protective custody, right? Involuntary PC, you got no choice about this. Tupac, he going to PC. Wayne, he going to PC. High cases that have a lot of spotlight on them, right? They going to involuntary PC. That's what son was at, right? The sneakers and all of that. Alright, boom, you say check this. Alright, dig all of that. You still ain't gonna take shit away from son, cause he admitted. This is the part y'all forgetting. Everybody wanna say something, but the nigga admitted. I was scared, B. My first bid, B. I never been through nothing like that, B. The nigga was 16 years old, B. And mind you, some 16-year-olds are cut from a different cloth. Some 16-year-olds go walk in that situation and go be ready for whatever. But most of them niggas like that was juvie or group home niggas. That's a fact. That's a fact. Son admit he was scared. See, that nigga does something a lot of y'all niggas won't do. I myself, I do it. You know what I mean? But a lot of y'all niggas won't admit your failures, or your times of weakness, or your losses, or when you're scared. A lot of y'all niggas won't admit that, right? Right. You see a pit bull, a dog. Some dogs go tuck they tail, some dogs go shoot to it. Some dogs go be a little nervous first, like oh shit, and then shoot to it. That was Lash. He was a little nervous first, but he got his mind right and he shot to it. See, I ain't respecting that. Y'all don't respect when a man admits, yo, I was scared. I was 16 years old, accidental body. I never did nothing like this. My first time on the island. Niggas is stepping to me, COs is plotting on me, setting me up. 5 niggas is surrounding me, pitch black dog. I'm in the belly of the beast, niggas is asking for my sneakers. I don't know if niggas got the ox on them, if niggas got the bangers on them. Niggas don't know nothing, B. The nigga was scared, son. See, a lot of y'all niggas wanna admit y'all scared, right? A lot of y'all niggas don't know how to take your fear and make it something that's gonna be triumphant for you, right? Son took his fear and made it triumphant for him because he didn't lose his manhood, huh? Ain't nobody else take nothing from him when he got his mind right, huh? He had a little team of niggas, they was doing they 1-2 and all that, huh? So son got his mind right? He shook it off and stepped into action. But we can't take nothing away from that man because that man admitted that he was scared. The man ain't snitch on nobody and none of that. Now let's get to the snitching for people to talk about his platform, right? Oh, he letting snitching, he's supposed to be a G, he condoning snitching. Nah, son, the nigga says it. Y'all not listening to what the nigga says before he drops the video? I'm not condoning or glorifying anything. I'm not with the snitching card, but people's stories need to be heard. That's a fact, they stories need to be heard, right? So say the nigga that snitch, say a Glaze for example, or these other niggas and all that been on there that have snitched and all that, for example, right? Say a young nigga, he in a predicament right now, he thinking about it right now, like, oh shit, I might have to snitch on my niggas. Everybody got locked up, right? He out though, cause he said he go turn. Now he might be thinking about, nah, I might not wanna do this. I might not wanna be ridiculed 40, 30, 40, 50 years later. I might not wanna have to watch over my shoulder 20 years later. I might not make it to 20 years. I don't wanna have to, even though I snitched, but I'm cooperating, I still gotta do a little bit. I might catch a little 2-3 years, a nickel or something. I might not make it home from that nickel. So yeah, he need to hear that snitch story and see how niggas talk about that snitch, talk about that rat. Might change his mind. So everybody's story need to be heard. The little youngins out there that's wildin', the YGs out there that's wildin', they need to hear Fuquan's story. They need to hear Saquon's story. They need to hear R.I.P. Murder, R.I.P. They need to hear a murder story. They need to hear Puerto Rican Mikey's story. They need to hear a Big Dice story, right? All these stories could be influential. All these stories could be lessons. You could learn from the next man's downfall, or from the next man's rising. No freaky. You could learn from that. So all these stories need to be heard. Now, whether you want to hear the snitching stories, nigga, don't tune in. You don't want to hear the jail stories, nigga, don't tune in. The nigga got some shit popping called the Fat Vegetarian. He got some other shit where he just discussing topics he just came up with, right? So don't tune in. But everybody's story need to be heard, B. And that right there was aimed at Saladin. That's what we was talking about. The jail. Son, if you listen, Saladin, to every joint, I'm not condoning or glorifying the streets. But people's stories need to be heard. It may lead some of you on to another direction, right? Then, again, let's get to it. Laz's stories are fire, but he one man. He only have but so many stories, right? Or so many entertainment stories that he could tell the people. Some stories you gotta keep in the cut. You know what I mean? You can't even let it know what happened. You know what I mean? You already know. Shit went crazy, you can't even tell them stories, right? Right, he only one man, so he allow other people to do their thing to shine, right? Don't get mad with what that nigga said, cause it's his platform. Be mad at that nigga. If you think he glorifying, you know what I mean? If you think he condoning something, be mad at the nigga who said it. Cause me personally, I've been watching something from day one, watch all his joints, don't miss nothing, got the bell on all. Right? I ain't really never heard son condoning nothing. What I heard son say, he guard body. He stand on his square. He went with the Bloods of the Crips, but he rock with niggas. What I heard son say was, I was scared, but I adapted to my environment. I ain't gonna knock him for that. I would've knocked him if the nigga stayed in PC his whole bit. You fucking right. Fuck out of here. Clown ass niggas, nigga in PC his whole bit. Yeah, nah, the nigga got his mind right. I can't hold him for that, right? When I do it, no. But he ain't me and I ain't him. I'm pretty sure I done some shit in my lifetime he wouldn't do. right? But I don't take away me being solid, and I don't take away nothing from him being solid, right? That's just my take on the situation, you heard? Agree or disagree, or agree to disagree. It is what it is. OG Sonny Blanco got a story to tell, you heard? Good people, rock with me, we working over here, right? Hey yo, Gen Pop, shout it out. Louis V, shout it out. Manny Gomez, shout it out. You already Big Dice, shout it out. Fruit Quan, shout it out. Famous, you already, man. Saquon, E.